Everything you desire is waiting for you to claim it. There's no creating involved, only invention through imagination and building through action. You are at the center of all your desires, dreams, and achievements. Welcome to Designing Your Life Today, the podcast that's all about your success, achieving your goals, building wealth through your business, and building your most passionate, powerful, magnificent life. Discover ways to use your purpose to connect you to serving others and living your dreams. I am Pat Council, and I know you are built by design to win. And it all begins with knowing how to tap into your success energy. Let's get on the path of discovery, decisive action, development, and unwavering dedication to your life's calling. It's time to embark on a transformative journey where your deepest passions become your most rewarding achievements. Embrace your power to shape your destiny, because this is your moment to do life with power. Happy New Year, Power Achievers. Pat Council here. And let's talk about 8 steps that will guarantee 2026 success. As you guys may have heard, if you've listened to some of my previous podcasts in the latter part of last year, the theme for this year, my theme is get in the mix in 2026. You guys know I have to rhyme something, right? Okay, so with that being said, so what does that even mean? It means that it's time for you to become involved in your life with all of the social media, the news, and the different talk shows and these kinds of things. We seem to be more preoccupied with that. We're preoccupied with what's going on with Washington, whether you like the president or you don't like the president, whether you don't like certain politicians or you do like certain politicians. And I have to confess a little bit, while I haven't been preoccupied with it, every now and then I take a little sneak peek. And then I cut myself off because I say, you know what? They're sucking you in. Don't let them draw you into this. So with that being said, get in the mix is all about becoming more involved in what's going on with your life, the direction for your life, and really becoming more involved in fulfilling your purpose, the thing that excites you the most. And I know some people have said to me that, well, sometimes the thing that excites you the most is not your purpose. I don't believe that. I think that the gift, the talent, the what you're drawn to that will make a difference, I think it excites you. Okay, because there has to be passion. Passion creates that spark that's needed in order for you to get fired up. Okay, so with that being said, I wanted to share 8 steps that will guarantee 2026 success, that will put you on track to achieve your goals, that will help you want to stay focused on achieving your goals, that will actually give you some inspiration, that will guide you in the direction that you say you want to go in. And these are your goals. These are goals that you set. These are goals that you're excited about. And the object of the game, you guys, is to recognize where you are today. So let's get right into this. First of all, again, Happy New Year. This is 2026, and this is my first insight for you. One of the first steps is stop thinking that you have a year to achieve your goals. As human beings, we're capable of achieving so much more. So when I sit back and I think sometimes, especially, let's go past tense, when I sat back and I spent some quiet times. You guys know in the latter part of last year, I did some podcasts on silence and the power of silence, and how I spent quite a bit of time being silent. I didn't even release any new podcast episodes. So the point that I'm getting to here is when I was thinking about that, I thought, wow, a whole year has gone by. And while I've achieved some things that I'm excited about, there's a lot more. There are a lot more things that I believe I could have achieved and I didn't get it done. So why am I saying that? Because I was saying to myself, this is your year. You have the entire year to do this. Somewhere in the back of my mind kept saying, you have a year. So I'm saying this to say, stop thinking that you have a year. So I had to stop thinking. And this year I said, you know what? I'm not going to think that I have a year, because actually, if you go based on the spiritual principle, it tells you to believe that you've already received it. So if you've already received it, that means what you desire to achieve, it already exists. You have to just embrace it. Instead of stretching it out, thinking that, oh my goodness, this is going to be this long drawn out thing and I have a year. I have time. I have time. I have time. And instead of constantly reinforcing that in your mind. So stop thinking that you have a year to achieve your goals. Believe that you've already received it, and you'll start acting as though you have it. And then it will manifest. It will materialize. It will show up, because you're not thinking this is something that's far away from you. You're recognizing that it's here now, today. Everything that we could think or ask for, it already exists. It's already been prepared for us. Okay, we just have to go and sit at the table. Okay, thou preparest the table before me in the presence of mine enemies. And of course, that's from the 23rd Psalm. Okay, so the point is that you have to go and sit at that table. See, in other words, it doesn't matter if you have enemies, doesn't matter what obstacles you think you have, the table has already been set. So make the decision that you're going to sit at the table today. So stop thinking that you have a year. Number 2, remind yourself of what your achieving self looks like. Okay, in other words, pay attention to kind of the future you, not the you that's now. Oh, I have to get it together. Oh, I have to make sure I stay focused on this. Oh, I have to. No, be it. Okay, your future self. Look at your future self. Power is in the present moment because of the actions that you take in the present moment. However, you have to take the right actions in the present moment. In order to do that, you have to see what you want your future self to look like. You have to know that and see your future self getting it done. Call those things that be not as though they were. So if you call those things that be not as though they were, that means that those things already exist, as I just finished talking about when I gave my number 1 insight. That means those things already exist, but it also means if you're calling things that be not, it means that you are seeing your future self. Okay, you don't become a winner. You are a winner. Think like a winner. Be a winner in the present moment. So whatever goals that you've set, remind yourself of what your achieving self look like. What would it look like after you've achieved this? What would it look like as you are continuing to stay on that path? Oh my goodness, you've gotten points 1 and 2 of the goal. Now you're going to 3 and 4. What does that look like? Get excited about that. Rev it up. See it in your mind. See yourself carrying it out. Number 3, get over yesterday's so-called failure and get over it fast. Listen, if you didn't achieve your goals last year, or if you've been working to achieve certain goals year after year after year, then understand this. It's because you keep looking back at yesterday. Now, a lot of times, you guys know, every now and then I give a little confession, and this is one of my confessions. Because I remember so many things, sometimes I have to remind myself, stay in the present moment. Stay in the present moment, Pat. Yesterday will not make you wealthy. Yesterday will not take you where you want to go. Well, unless, of course, you're a historian and somebody's paying you a lot of money to talk about yesterday. Okay, or perhaps an archaeologist. But you guys get the point, right? So get over yesterday's so-called failure. Now, if there's something that is constantly causing you to stall, constantly in your mind, and you're ruminating over this thing over and over and over, which this is something I have a tendency to do when, let's say, if something happens to me, because in my mind, I have to reason it out. I have to figure out, okay, why did this happen? What could I have done differently? What could I do better? And boy, if only I could take it back, or if only I could change this, or how can I go back and make this better? All right. A lot of times you can't go back and make things better. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be what we consider to be a bad thing. Okay. It could be something small, because sometimes I'm a little bit hard on myself if I don't achieve a certain goal, or if I don't reach a certain level. And you say, wow, but you're a goal achievement strategist. Key word being strategist, you guys, that I'm still human first, then goal achievement strategist, business coach, and all of that stuff, right? Author, podcaster, you know, that comes after human. So it means that while I will achieve, and I will continue to achieve, it means that I still will have hiccups. I will still make mistakes. Sometimes when I'm giving presentations and talking about business, one of the first things that I like to share with people is that, listen, don't be afraid to step out, because you know what? If you fall down and scrape your knees, and I mean that metaphorically, if you fall down and scrape your knees, just get up, put a Band-Aid on it, and keep going. And so my point is, there are going to be errors that occur in your life. There are going to be mishaps. There are going to be some things that you wish you could change, but you can't, because it perhaps involves another person. Okay. And in that case, it takes both parties. So with that being said, if you have these kind of things and they're causing you to stall because you keep revisiting yesterday, and you are, let's say, creating an identity based on yesterday, it becomes very difficult for you to achieve. And it becomes very difficult for you to feel like a success. So you want to be careful of that. That's something I'm very careful of. I constantly make sure that I stay in the present moment. Okay. Because it's very easy, because I can remember a lot of things, even from when I was a little kid. It's very easy for me to remember those things, or kind of wish that certain things went differently, without realizing that, wait a minute, had those things gone differently, you would not perhaps be the woman you are today. Okay. You wouldn't be able to help as many people as you've helped. You may have gone in a different direction. So, and without even going through all the reasoning, which I have been there, done that, but without going through all of the reasoning, just chalk it up to lesson learned, or this has happened, can't change it, but what can I do today? What can I do in the present moment, such that not only can I make my life better, but I can make the lives of those around me better, based on my purpose and my calling. So this is what you want to pay attention to. And now I want to say this to you. If it's something that in business or even in life, and you a little kind of hiccup, and you seem to you're too hard on yourself, talk to your coach or talk to your mentor about that. Now, if it's been lying in the shadows for years, but you know in your heart there's something that's stopping you, then who knows? You might be able to talk to a good therapist to help you shed light on the issue. Now, notice I said good therapist. Just because somebody says they're a therapist, that doesn't mean that they're good. Okay. It's not their job to control you or tell you how to live your life, but it is their job to help you see things that, as I said, you can put some light on, and you can make better decisions as to which direction you want to go in. The point is, whatever happened yesterday, oh my goodness, let it stay in yesterday. And I said yesterday's failure, it is a so-called failure, you guys. Okay, a lot of times we go through things so that we can become better. If you, again, biblically speaking, Joseph, who ended up as a slave, okay, and because he was bragging to his brothers that I'm going to be in charge of you guys someday. Boy, once he got captured, or they sold him into slavery, I bet he thought, yeah, I probably should have kept my mouth shut about that. Okay, but you know what? He turned it into something amazing. So with that being said, let's press on, because I have 8 for you. And I want to make sure we get through these in a timely manner. All right. Here's the number 4. Face any insecurities. Listen, stop beating up on yourself. Stop thinking you have to be perfect. Stop thinking you have to be concerned about what the rest of the world thinks. Okay. It does not matter who you are. Somebody will always find something wrong with you, but that's their issue, not yours. Okay, you get to decide who you are, who you want to be, where you want to go in life. If there's something that needs changing, you get to decide to change that, not someone else. It's up to you to change that. Okay, so face any insecurities and just go for it. Here's the beautiful thing about insecurities. When you face them and you move forward, they have a tendency to disappear. All of a sudden, you don't feel as insecure. And here's the other thing. Even if you say, wow, you know what? I faced it, but I still feel insecure. Did you win? If you accomplish the goal that you set, the insecurity is just lying there smoldering now. Okay. And it's not stopping you. So you can get excited about that. Number 5, stay excited about learning. I can't tell you the number of people that I've talked to, and they don't want to invest in themselves, and they think it's that the learning to be better, having someone take their time to help you grow, which would kind of be your practitioner. They think that all of this is supposed to be a given to them. No, that is written nowhere. Be prepared to invest in yourself. Be prepared to do what it takes to learn what you need to learn. The things that I have learned, let's say throughout my life, I invested in me. I invested in me, and some of you may have heard this story before, but I invested in me when I didn't have it to invest. Okay, meaning I pawned some things. Okay, and I pawned those things that I really wanted to keep. But it was worth it to me. Now, I'm not telling you guys to do that. I'm just telling you my story. I'm telling you that I wanted to grow and I wanted to reach a certain point. And I believed in my ability to accomplish my goals so much to the point where I was willing to do whatever it took. And I'm talking about whatever it took on the side of doing what was right. Okay. And putting out the kind of energy that says, you know what, I'm a winner. And I desire to win, and I'm going to do what winners do. I'm going to make the sacrifice. So if you make no sacrifice, okay, it's a reap sow concept. You reap what you sow. And I'm always amazed how people want more, but they're not willing to sow more seeds. All right. So if you equate this to planting something, okay, it's amazing. You plant one seed, and even one seed will give you a lot. It can yield you a lot. If you're planting an orange bush or whatever it is you're planting, okay, it will bear lots of fruit if you nurture it, if you take care of it. But in order to nurture it, the water isn't free. If you have to put fertilizer on it, that's not free. None of these things are free. But the end result, you get paid back over and above what you expect. So this is why it's important that you stay excited about learning. You know, spend the time to learn. I asked someone a question, and this was probably about a week ago, maybe a little bit longer. That person wanted me to share the things that I've learned, the things that I've done, and they wanted it free. And one of the things that I asked them is, first, I told them, you know what, even if I shared everything free, you won't do it because you're not investing in yourself. That's the other thing, which means you actually don't even believe in the beginning that you're going to get a return. So I can tell you everything free, but because your lack of faith, nothing will grow. You won't do anything with it. This is why when people get things free, they develop apathy or they take it for granted. And so that was one thing. And the other question the question I asked the person was, so let me get this straight. You want me to teach you how to earn, and they had a dollar amount, but I'm just going to say X number of dollars. You want me to teach you how to earn X number of dollars. You want me to do all of this free. So what's in this for me? And they said, well, you'll feel good about yourself. I can feel good about myself by doing what I think makes me feel good, not what you think will make me feel good. So with that being said, stay excited about learning. Be prepared to invest in yourself. And it doesn't always have to be money, but open up, understand the reap sow concept, you guys. Put in the time. Okay. When you put in the time, you are going to get a return. And I need to do a caveat on that. When you put in the right kind of time. There are people who put in time and they say, you know what, I've been working on this for years and I haven't been getting any results. So this is what they say. So the object of the game is, what is it? They used to say, the saying is, what is it? Perfect or practice makes perfect? No, perfect practice makes perfect. So you have to do the right things, sow the right seeds, learn what you need to learn, and then act on it. All right. So I'm getting ahead of myself here. All right. Number 6, take action with confidence. Here's the thing about taking action. And I say with confidence. You take it with confidence in mind. If you say, well, you know what? I don't feel confident when I take these actions. And a lot of times people don't. And that's okay. You know what? But act anyway. Because when you take action, confidence starts to raise its head. And if you take action and it doesn't quite work out the way you would hope, that just tells you need to learn something more, something different. That's all. And as you stay on that path of action, then you're going to meet the right people. You're going to be exposed to the right opportunities, and things are going to work out for you. But act. It's going to bring you confidence. Confidence will come. But take action with the idea that you already have confidence in mind. All right, number 7. This is a big one. Take responsibility for the outcome of your life. You know what? When people spend so much time complaining about not having enough money, or how much they don't like the president, or how much they don't like certain people, Elon Musk, or everybody's a racist and this kind of thing. Here's the thing that I think to myself, because I try not to engage in those conversations. Sometimes I do with people that I feel a little bit closer to, but not for long. But the question becomes, all right, so if they're racist, why do you care? You can't change them. Okay. Now, if they're affecting you in your job and you're on the job, well, you have a recourse. Okay. And prove it, deal with it, get the rewards from it, and move on. However, at the end of the day, even if someone is, and you expose that person, once you've exposed them, move on. Even if you don't want to expose them. Okay, put your attention on you. Listen, races or no races, no one can ever stop you. No one can stop you from winning. So take responsibility. Okay, if someone doesn't give you a raise and you felt like you were entitled to it, or you don't get the promotion and you're on a job and you felt like you earned it, then you know what? Take control, take responsibility. Either find a better job where you can get paid what you're worth, okay, or start a business where you can control what you're worth. You can control how much you earn based on what you feel you're worth. Now, here's a caveat. Oh, you're going to earn it. If you start a business, you're going to work for it. A lot of people go into business because they want to make a lot of money, or they have a great idea, but then they start to learn, oh my goodness, infrastructure and all the other things that have to be put into place, but it's so worth it. All right. But either way, make a decision that instead of complaining, and whining, and this is something, you guys, I like I said, sometimes I have my little confessional moments, and I guess I'm confessing a lot in this podcast. This is something that I learned. Okay. If someone wasn't treating me the way I thought they should have treated me, and I complained, I would complain to somebody, my friends or whoever, my friends. And then I realized, oh shoot, my friends, they can't fix it. Oh, the person I'm complaining to can't fix it. Once, and this was a long time ago, I was complaining. I was in real estate. I was at a particular real estate company. And I was a brand new realtor, and I started complaining that they were giving more, the broker was giving more referrals to the other people, to a certain person rather. And well, okay, she's his favorite. All right. So this is what I said. And I was telling my coach that. My coach listened for a little while. And then my coach said, you know what? Stop talking. And so I stopped talking, right? To listen to what my coach had to say. My coach said, are you a winner? I said, yes. My coach said, are you learning how to be one of the best in the business? I said, yes. And then my coach said, why do you care that someone else is feeding someone else's crumbs? Are you here to earn crumbs? And I said, no. And he said, then build your business. And that's all he had to say. And I can tell you, even though that person was getting referrals in that particular company, I became the top producing agent, tops in sales, tops in listing within 6 months. Okay. And we're talking 6 months of being brand new in business. So take responsibility for your life. And ever since then, I've learned that it is important to take responsibility for my own life, for the outcome. Where am I headed? How do I want these things to play out? And sometimes along the way, depending on what I'm going through or what I've been through in my life at that time, I forget that. And I have to remind myself, Pat, this is up to you. If you don't like how someone's treating you, you can't fix that person. Fix your situation. Okay. And make a decision and move on. So take responsibility for your life. What do you want your life to look like? This is why you want to set goals, because it gives you a focus. It makes you use your imagination to visualize the life that you desire. So, and finally, we come to number 8 as we wrap up. After you're done doing all of that, and when it comes to taking responsibility, one of the best things that you can do to make sure that you stay on point so that you can get the outcome in your life that you decide that you want to get is choose systems that work for you. You want to have a system for your health. How do you treat yourself, your physical person? Have systems in your relationships. Okay. If you guys are married, have a date night. If you're single and you want to date, decide what kind of a person you're going to date. You know what? And these are things I've had to learn through trial and error. And of course, after reading books and learning and going through trial and error and sitting quietly, I said, oh, wow, if I do this, this, and this, then things will flow better for me. And I will make choices that are better for me. So you need systems for health, for relationships. And we're not just talking about personal relationships, okay, or romantic type relationships, basic friendships. What kind of friends? Who do you want in your space? So have a system, you guys. And the other thing, of course, you need a system for wealth. Now, if you're running a business, your wealth is going to come from that business. So you need a system that will help you to stay focused and stay on track and to get that business to the point where you're scaling up constantly. So systems. And here's the thing about systems. Systems bring structure. And the beautiful part about having that kind of structure is that what the discipline that people complain about not having, when you have systems, discipline becomes a lot easier. Then the other thing is no one will be able to derail you. And most importantly, you won't derail yourself. So these are the 8 steps that will guarantee that you become a success in 2026, because you deserve to have that. You deserve to achieve every goal that you set. And you know what, you guys, if you feel like you need a little insight into setting your goals or making sure that the goals are set right, or if you haven't even gotten to it yet and you're a little bit, I want to say a little bit behind the mark in terms of dates. Okay. If you plan to have it set before 2026, then check out my course, Identity Powered Goal Setting. And the link will be in the show notes, or you can go to designingyourlifetoday.com or Designing Your Life Achievers Academy, and you will see it there. And you guys are going to be really excited about the price. It's not expensive. It's a brand new course. And so there's a lot of great information, a lot of worksheets that you can download. And I just want to say this. Yes, it's the way it's priced now. It will not stay that way. And that's not to you can, if you want to check it out, check it out. If not, it's totally up to you. But with that being said, you guys, those are 8 points. These are 8 insights that if you use these, you take them to heart, you act on them, then you will achieve your goals in 2026. If you need additional information or additional help with that, please reach out to me. I'm happy to respond to you. You can go to designingyourlifetoday.com and you can contact me from there. So with that being said, you guys, I again want to wish you a happy new year. Get in the mix in 2026. Get involved in your life because it's your time to do life with power. Why? Because you're built by design to win. For more information about the identity-powered goal setting masterclass and course, go to designingyourlifetoday.com or designingyourlifeachieversacademy.com. I look forward to seeing you guys there in our live masterclass. And of course, there are several modules that you can participate in, along with worksheets that you can download and so much more.